A cyber attack doesn't shut down a small business instantly. It happens step by step, hour by hour, mistake by mistake. Most businesses don't fail because of the attack itself. They fail because of what happens in the first 48 hours after it. Confusion, wrong decisions, delayed action, all of it quietly turns a bad situation into a business-ending one. In this video, we'll break down exactly what happens during those first 48 hours after a cyber attack, why small businesses make critical mistakes without realizing it, and which moments decide whether a business recovers or shuts down for good. For most small businesses, a cyber attack doesn't start with a warning. It starts with something that feels small. A payment doesn't go through. A file won't open. Customers say their emails are bouncing back. At this stage, most business owners don't think about hackers. They think it's a system error, a bad update, or a temporary outage. So they wait. They restart systems. They reuse passwords. That delay is dangerous because while the business is trying to fix a problem it doesn't fully understand, the attack may already be active in the background. Every minute spent assuming nothing serious is wrong gives the attacker more time to move deeper into the system. In the first few hours after a cyber attack, confusion spreads faster than the problem itself. Employees try to fix things without knowing what they're dealing with. Systems are restarted, passwords are changed, then reused. Files are copied, deleted, and moved around in a rush to get the business running again. These actions feel productive, but they often make the situation worse. Evidence that could explain how the attack happened gets overwritten. Infected systems stay connected to the network. Attackers remain inside without being detected. During this phase, many small businesses unknowingly open more doors than they close. What started as a single weak point turns into multiple points of failure. And because everything feels urgent, no one stops to ask the most important question: what exactly are we dealing with right now? By the time the first day is halfway over, the situation becomes much more serious. This is when data exposure turns from a possibility into a reality. Customer names, email addresses, payment information, internal files, all of it may already be accessed or copied without anyone knowing yet. For many small businesses, this is the moment when the problem stops being technical and starts becoming legal and financial. A single exposed customer record can create obligations the business wasn't prepared for. And the longer the attack goes undetected, the harder it becomes to understand how much data was actually affected. This uncertainty is dangerous because, without clear answers, businesses are forced to make decisions in the dark, and in most cases, the damage has already spread far beyond the system that first showed signs of trouble. As the first day moves forward, a new kind of pressure begins to appear. This is the legal and compliance phase, and for many small businesses, it's the most overwhelming part of the entire situation. In the United States, data breaches often come with legal responsibilities. Certain states require businesses to notify customers when their information may have been exposed. In some cases, regulators or service providers must also be informed. The problem is timing. Business owners are still trying to understand what happened, how much data was affected, and whether the attack is even contained. But legal clocks don't wait. Delays, incomplete information, or wrong communication can create even bigger problems later. At this stage, many small businesses realize they are no longer just dealing with a technical issue. They are dealing with potential legal costs, compliance deadlines, and decisions that can affect the business for years. And all of this is happening while normal operations are still disrupted. Around this point, the damage moves outside the system and into the real world. Customers start noticing problems. Some can't log into their accounts. Others receive strange emails, Payments fail, orders get delayed, and support requests increase. Once customers suspect something is wrong, trust begins to break very quickly. And for small businesses, trust is everything. Unlike large companies, small businesses don't have brand power to absorb mistakes quietly. One bad experience spreads fast through reviews, emails, and word of mouth. Even if the business fixes the technical issue later, the damage to reputation can last much longer. Customers begin asking questions the business can't yet answer. Was my data exposed? Is it safe to use this service again? Should I move somewhere else? At this stage, many small businesses realize the attack didn't just affect their systems. It affected how customers see them. And rebuilding that trust is often harder than fixing any technical problem. By the second day, the financial impact starts becoming unavoidable. Systems may still be partially down, orders are delayed or cancelled, employees can't work at full capacity, and every hour of disruption quietly drains money from the business. At the same time, new expenses begin to appear. Technical recovery costs, professional support, legal consultations, customer notifications, and potential refunds all start adding up. These are not planned expenses, and for many small businesses, there is no budget set aside for this kind of situation. What makes this phase especially dangerous is that the losses are coming from multiple directions at once. Revenue is going down, while expenses are going up. Cash flow tightens, decisions become rushed, and without a clear plan, businesses may start cutting the wrong corners just to survive the moment. This is when many small businesses realize the attack is no longer just a problem to fix. It's a financial shock that can threaten the future of the entire business. As the first 48 hours come to an end, every small business reaches a decision point. By now, the damage is done. The question is no longer what happened. The question is what happens next. Some businesses try to move on too quickly. They reopen systems without fully understanding the impact. They delay communication. They hope customers will forget. These choices often lead to repeat attacks, deeper losses, and long-term trust issues. Other businesses slow down and make controlled decisions. They focus on understanding the damage, protecting what's left, and planning recovery instead of rushing back to normal. These businesses don't escape unhurt, but they give themselves a chance to survive. The difference between recovery and shutdown is rarely the attack itself. It's the decisions made under pressure. When information is limited and time feels short, in those moments, awareness, preparation, and clarity matter more than speed. The first 48 hours after a cyber attack don't decide everything, but they decide direction. They decide whether a small business moves toward recovery or slowly drifts toward shutdown. Cyber attacks are not just technical events. They test decision-making, preparation, and awareness. Businesses that understand risk early, act thoughtfully, and avoid panic give themselves a chance to survive even serious damage. This video isn't about fear. It's about understanding how quickly small problems turn into business-ending ones when the wrong decisions are made under pressure. In the next video, we'll break down a critical question many business owners ask after watching stories like this. Do small businesses actually need cyber insurance, or are there better ways to prepare